Welcome to the Architect of Resilience podcast, where we explore the secrets of overcoming life's challenges and unlocking unstoppable strength through deep personal conversations and expert insights.
It'd be easy to introduce yourself as with your background, Delta Force, Green Beret, operator doing tons of solo missions in Iraq, Afghanistan. Today you specialize in close quarter combat training for, military, police, civilians, all of that. You're a legend in the world that you work in. Now, a lot of our audience may not be in that tactical realm, although I think it's peripheral to what we do. But I like to put my guests on the spot to do an intro for themselves.
Look, I'm a simple guy. I am a child at heart. I'm into everything. And I feel like I'm always a student. Like, I have to learn something today. What I don't care what it is, but I'd feel better if I learned something today. So I was in the Army for a long time. And I think what it showed me was just never stop learning. You know what I mean? And then every day I'm into something. I'm in all kinds of shit.
Are you still an avid reader?
I did. I read your book on the way here. I listen to books. I try to read, but like listening, like when I drive or something. So I listen to a lot of books. I try to absorb as much as I can all the time, in general.
Yeah. For a little over a year now, I don't really go on social media. I go posting things on there. And it's not a negative about social media, which I do think has some significant negatives, but I think it is really interesting, the connections that can be had there, because that really has changed my life. I wouldn't be sitting here with you if it wasn't for that aspect, because of the ability to connect to different people. We've got a mutual friend, Pratt Daddy.
My man, shout out.
Yep. And it's really fascinating how small the world has become with those relationships and networks. So I don't like to be the guy that trashes on that stuff, but there's also still I think we need to be thoughtful with how we use anything, and it's really interesting the impact of the changes in that manner.
Easy for me, I don't got none of it. It's garbage. Get away from it. Get it off your phone. Only do it when you gotta do it. It's a one-way radio. That's it.
One-way radio.
It's not social.
Yeah.
It's just media. And I make my funny videos. I would tell anyone, don't look at the comments, because it's just gonna burn you up. It's not worth the stress. So here's what I'd say. Do your grind, do your thing, don't look back. We make a t-shirt that says, true strength is standing when everyone expects you to fall. So I would imagine that's the definition of strength. However, there's different kinds of strength. There's physical body, biceps. But I would say just being strong is more than anything, maybe a total package thing, always.
What is that? What is that total package?
Maybe mind and body, I would say with anything you do, you got to have your head in the game. So there's your mind.
Yeah. Do you have any tools for how you do, in your environment, having your head in the game?
Man, I got all kinds of tools. The biggest one, positivity. That's the best thing you could do. Practice ends up being the definition of insanity. And then why do I say that? Is because you do the same shit over and over, thinking you're doing something else. But the part of your brain that does the shit just does the same shit over and over. And it takes seeing that video to go, I didn't know I was doing that. I tell people all the time, hey, don't do that. And then I take a video and they're like, I didn't think I was doing that until you show me the video. So you listen to nothing I say. That's what someone just admits to, right? But the reality is like, sometimes your brain thinks you're the world champion, but really, like, you look like Barney Fife, you know what I mean? And you're trying to get those two to meet, right? And then the kind of next thing that goes with that, I tell people all the time, is habit and comfort. Habit is a matter of comfort, but it doesn't denote technically correct. They all got to meet if you want to master this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love you got to put in 10,000 hours to be a master.
No.
It's like 10,000 hours of
Do it
crap.
right
10,000
10
hours
times.
of 10,000 hours of fucking crap.
Yeah.
And
I say just do it 10 times. I tell guys for homework, especially with, like, if like a police officer or someone wanted to practice his draw, I would tell him one good one a day from whatever they give you that you consider your work stuff. And I would tell you one good reload a day. Why? Because if you had someone watch you or you videotaped it and you looked at it and you're like, I look like crap. If you just did that for a year, imagine where you'd be. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And we only got to spend 30 seconds a day doing it.
So you're focusing on doing it, but super intentful with how you're doing it.
Yeah. Perfect practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
Not just practice, that's insanity. Perfect practice makes perfect. I think human beings, like rules of thumb, little kids, 1 minute for every year, whatever people say for little kids, right? Okay, that means at 54, I got 54 minutes of focus. I couldn't focus on anything for 54 minutes. You know how long that is? So like, okay, your rule, it's crap. However, I think it's right in the sense that there's a certain time limit per age, but I don't think it's 1 minute. I think people have like 10 seconds, 5 seconds per age. So like, a 1-year-old, right, has like 5 seconds. That's it. They're on to something else, right? But think about this. Okay, if that's true, do the math. What should I have? And you'll see it'll be like 10 minutes maybe. So like, let's keep this to 10 minutes. You know what I mean? I think people learn best in what I call frequency hopping. Like if we could do different stuff every short period of time, you'll learn better because you stop thinking about one, you think about another. But when we come back to this, if we just did perfect practice, it'll probably be your best one.
So is that how you structure, like, when you're doing, sessions with people?
Mm-hmm. I also like long range. I call it pattern of hits for the long range. And what it is like, if you miss too many times in a row, just stop. Look away, look down, take a break. I'll come back to you. And every time a guy will be like, he'll kind of be mad that like he missed in front of everybody and I got to come back to him. But like generally it's like some weird brain block to where if we take a break and come back, he's going to hit it on the first try.
Yes.
Every time.
Okay.
So
that's really interesting. It's transfer because I do the exact same thing.
Yeah, all the time. And then, but he'll be mad a little bit. And then once a guy learns, once they break from it and they come back to it, they get that first round hit, right? They're kind of like, whoa, something's going on. And that, I call it a pattern of hits. So what I try to do is get a guy one hit and then get him another hit and then 3 in a row, you know what I mean? And then 4 in a row, right? And then his brain gets this like, because brains reward punishment kind of deal, right? So the brain starts going, oh, this is good, I'm doing a good job. You'll almost never miss, more so than, well, we shot 172 rounds today.
You're totally flying in the face of what all the grind mentality people
I know.
profess. Like, you just got to get out there and shoot for 14 hours or whatever the discipline is. You just got to put in more time and outwork. The goal is to outwork everyone. If you outwork everyone, you're gonna be best.
Yo, my guys crush everybody all over the country. And like and I tell guys every morning, if we're here past 2:00, you guys screwed this up because I'm here every day. You know what I mean?
Let's dive into the world of optimizing your overall health. With pushing my physical limits, I encountered significant reductions in my health, and I reached out to Marek Health as the premier telehealth service. I loved their personalized health coaching from the comfort of my home. They empower you with the choice of self-service diagnostic labs or what I chose, the guided optimization with expert interpretations of blood work, health coaching, and with medications delivered to my door. Marek Health is your partner in optimizing your health. Listeners can seize a fantastic 10% discount off their first blood work with code RESILIENCE at marekhealth.com. That's code RESILIENCE for 10% off.
But like, yeah, like you don't have to. One of the things when I retired was, how do you train and not do 16 or 20 hours a day? How many hours did I actually need to get this right, to all this stuff? And
full effective dose. Yeah.
Right. And then what I realized is I started doing this in the later years with a pistol, or only because I just had less time to shoot the pistol. Right. And I normally carried a rifle every night. I would only do like maybe 20 rounds every couple times a week, but yet my pistol started increasing. You know what I mean? It's the least thing I do. What's going on here? And then what I realized was I was overdosing on everything I did. And when I kept everything more compressed, which gave me more time for other stuff, right? All my stuff got better.
You happen to be fairly good at Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Right?
I am. Well, I'm not. I'm a purple belt. I wouldn't say I'm... I would say this, come get this neck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for it. Come and get it, you know what I mean? I don't care. I love just the strategy, I've been using it as like functional fitness as an old guy. I know choking younger guys out or getting choked isn't what an old guy should be doing, but I use it for a lot of things, you know what I mean? And it's fun, you know?
How long ago did you start doing that?
Man, I started last year, probably, I don't know, I'd done it on and off. And then it's kind of, this is a long journey for me, right? But it started a long time ago. And like, I won a bunch of tournaments as a blue belt, like the Budweiser World Cup in 2005. So, because like the jiu-jitsu guys came to us where I worked, right? They're like, if you needed a belt, you had to go see one of those guys. But like, you know, during UFC 3, you know, there's like 2 guys you could go see and they're in the UFC, you know what I mean? So it's like, I couldn't just get promoted. And then they'd like, go to this seminar. So I go to a seminar to like see, you know, the guy who comes to us, see him in some other city. And it's like, it'd be like, yo, you know, I came to, okay, I test you. Yes. Go choke 500-pound man. You're like, what? Like, I can't even get my arm around it. You have 30, you don't qualify. So I come back again. And it's like, I can't come back again. I'm too fucking busy. So, I was a blue belt for 26 years. And then I thought, you know, like I used to like going to the dojo every day. Like the reason I stopped going is I live at Bragg. And if you don't want to be headlocked by a 19-year-old paratrooper every night, don't go to fucking open mat night on Bragg any night of the week, because that's what's going to happen, right? So I just got tired of going to the dojo and just like, I was always with lower ranked guys. I was always having guys do weird stuff to my head. Like, I'm not going to tap, but like, I'm going to feel this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so anyway, I started going to Raleigh, which is a little bit from my house. And it turns out like, one of the guys that I used to do actually just fight with, full up fight. I used to tell him, get your little gloves on, little man, today. And we go at it, but he runs a dojo near me now. And so I was like, well, I'll go back and do this. And I'll tell you, man, I was a shit show for a long time. You know, total shit show. Like, let me sit up. If any of my coaches are watching, I was a total, and then it just took me time to build, you know. But yeah, I go for a lot of reasons, but I've always loved it, man. I think it's just, I don't know, it's, you know, it's strategy. There's a lot of things, you know, and then I get functional fitness out of it. And then once in a while, like I get to choke another dude. That feels good, you know?
Sometimes I tell people, quit looking up and look down. Like look down, like what what do you got to do right now? And just do that one thing.
I'll tell you, I think the biggest thing is people try to look backwards. And like I always say, run your race.
Yeah.
Right? Always look forward.
Yeah. Yeah. We get caught of like, I've done all this work, I've done whatever it is, and now I'm here. How do I, like, it's like, that no longer matters.
Right.
Like, what is in front of us today? What are the opportunities today?
Yeah. And that's where that extra chapter in the book comes from. Like, you get stuck at that chapter, right? And you got to move on. No book ends it. Like, it doesn't end because we're all going to die. You ain't happened yet. So obviously there's more to this book. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's why I say you get stuck in that chapter. You know what I mean? Every fucking veteran, right? Every guy who drinks too much, all my buddies, they're stuck in the past. They never thought they'd be this age. And what they didn't realize is grinding for a living because you got children and shit is like a lot of work, like a lifetime of work. And, well, what do you do, right? And like, but it's that, like, my opinion, that's the victim mentality, because like, if we're gonna do this shit, like, let's do this shit with style. You know what I mean? Bust out the nachos. Let's have some drinks. Let's live a little, right?
Yeah.
This might suck, but like, it doesn't totally have to suck. You know what I mean?
You do that, and the opportunities will unfold in front of you.
Right, all the time, right? And then it's like that positive battery thing we talked about.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, all the time, like, guys, they just get stuck in that chapter, and nothing wrong with them, and no one's got bad intent, and I say that all the time, but like, they are stuck in that chapter, and then something's got to break them out of that chapter. And what I tell guys to do is find something you like and do a lot of it, or find a few things you like and do a lot of them.
What about high stress situations? Do you do anything or teach anything for mental preparedness? What's your philosophy around walking into, high stress, let's say, combat type situations?
I would say the biggest thing I wish I knew my whole time was like better breathing techniques, how to control my breath, how to kind of breathe more freely, or breathing would be the biggest thing I'd say for anybody. You know what I mean? Because you don't, I mean, back when I was young and in shape, I didn't think about breathing, or I didn't think about breathing in an aspect that if I could be using it to calm myself down as I'm working, I could be in a lot of ways. So I'd say the biggest thing I wished I had was like, just practice some breathing techniques from time to time. And I know, like, people are like on the movies, like, this Navy SEAL, show me a breathing technique. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you, young, fit guys, like, ain't no one breathing hard anyway, because we ain't run far enough yet. You know what I mean? Like, why? It's because we rolled up here in 20 armored vehicles. Like, we're not running anywhere. You know what I mean? So like, I wish I would have had some breathing techniques. And then kind of in the same vein, I wish, like, with the breathing, it's a de-escalation technique for yourself. You know what I mean? So I know, like, police teach de-escalation. If they look at like de-escalation as, I don't care about the bad guy if I shoot him or not. Like, I really give a shit. I hope I do. You know what I mean? Add that to my belt. The reality is like, you could be using those techniques to calm yourself down, to stay calm enough for long enough to make the best decision you can make. Generally you make that like first decision, the first report from the battlefield, it's always wrong. You know what I mean? Stay calm enough for long enough, and then it'll come to you. Like, what are we going to do here? And then that's not easy to do. And that comes with the breathing, you know what I mean? And that's something I had to learn. But if I'd say one thing, like, it would be the breathing for that.
Well, I've really enjoyed this discussion with you today. Is there anything else that you would like to make sure is passed along to our audience, and also make sure they know where to find you, find about what you're doing?
Resilience, man. Like, I would say this is like, I don't know. I think if you're out there and you're watching this, right, whatever fragile is, the opposite of that. You drop me, I'm going to get stronger, right? And then every day, try to learn something.
Yeah.
Right? Every day.
And
every day.
if you want to learn about shooting, I mean, John is an absolute fucking legend in his one of the most respected people in the game in regards to that. So SOB Tactical.
That's right. Yeah, I just taught classes today. I had great classes today, although the weather not so great. But I taught classes today. Yeah, SOB Tactical. Come check me out. I'll show you how to do this. Like super easy, no pressure, no stress. Right, come out. I'll show you how to do it. It's what I do every day.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to take you up on that myself.
I told you could come out, man. I know.
I have my mom's funeral this weekend, so.
Oh, good. I get it. No, I get it. But hey,
otherwise, I was wanting to do something.
I will be down the road at the same place next year.
Okay.
So you'll have to come out. I'll show you how to do this. I'll mark up your hands with the marker. You'll be part of the tribe. You know what I mean? Like on your way to mastery. You know what I mean?
I love it.